2 months ago, I did a very special episode of Wrestling Man's Wrestling Show where I reviewed and covered some of my favorite videotapes. It was, right now, today, the most popular episode of Wrestling Man's Wrestling Show that had ever been done. Will it be topped again? Get ready for Wrestling Man's Wrestling Show, episode 38, We Talk Videos, Volume 2.
Coming to get ya.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Wrestling Man's Wrestling Show, episode number 38, We Talk Videos, Volume 2. I am your host, Bill Yankovy, and for those of you that did not see 2 months ago, the last time I did this, basically, and I'll break down the history real quick, myself and the Dirty White Boy were having a very good conversation, and the Dirty White Boy will forever be grateful, or will forever be in my heart, for helping me get all the subscribers on YouTube, by the way. He mentioned to me, why don't you do an episode where you talk about videos, because you have so many videos and DVDs. So I thought about it, and then I decided, why not? I could do this. So I did the first one 2 months ago, and it was the most popular episode to date of Wrestling Man's Wrestling Show, and I decided that I was going to do this every other month. Well, we're at every other month. And this time around, I'm going to tell you what videos or DVDs you should buy, find them wherever, Amazon, eBay, wherever you buy your wrestling tapes and DVDs. And basically, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you the 5 shows that I have back here that you must absolutely own for your video library. Yes, I may sound like Mean Gene Okerlund, circa 1991, but it's the truth. Today, I'm going to discuss WWF and WWE Home Video. Of course, that is the video company that WWE uses right now after a 12-year run with Coliseum Home Video. They have been doing WWF Home Video since 1998, and almost the 10-year anniversary that they became WWF/WWE Home Video. So with that in mind, why don't I get to it, and I'm going to pick out to start the very first tape that's ever released on WWF Home Video, the 1998 Royal Rumble. Now this Royal Rumble here, I personally like this Royal Rumble event myself. I think this is maybe one of the 5 best Royal Rumble shows ever. And listen to the card that you got here. Your first match is Vader against the artist formerly known as Goldust. It may not be a good match on paper, but it sets the night up very well. Then you got a 6-man minis tag team match with Sonny the guest referee. Then you have The Rock defending the Intercontinental title against Ken Shamrock. Then you have the tag titles on the line, the New Age Outlaws against the Legion of Doom, who you will hear that name later on. And then the Royal Rumble match. 30 superstars, every man for himself. Winner goes to WrestleMania 14 for the shot at the WWF title. And this Royal Rumble you really have to watch. I think this is one of the 5 best Royal Rumble matches ever because of 3 reasons. Number 1, this was the night that I think, in my opinion, The Rock became a serious player in wrestling. I'm not going to spoil it, but he was the 4th man in that match, and he goes almost an hour in that match. It is a fantastic performance by The Rock. Number 2, in my opinion, this is the breakout match for Bradshaw, currently JBL. And, you know, at the time, he was sort of like on the level, and then this was the match where you knew that he was going to be something special. Excuse me. Little did we know, 6 years later, he'd be WWE Champion. And then third and finally, there are more guys in the ring at one time during any Royal Rumble match in history than right here in this one. I think there's at some point 14 or 15 guys in the ring at the same time. You might never see that again in a Royal Rumble. And then the final match, Shawn Michaels defending the title in a casket match against The Undertaker. This is the match where Michaels hurt his back, but he sucks it up and he goes through a hell of a performance. I definitely recommend that one. Another one that I'm going to recommend to you as soon as I can find it is King of the Ring 1998. This is probably the best King of the Ring show ever. And the crowd was just hot all night. The action was great. Of course, this is the event that had the infamous Hell in a Cell with Undertaker and Mankind. Plus, you got the semifinals and the finals. The third match between Ken Shamrock and The Rock on pay-per-view in 1998. These two guys in total would have a match, I believe, 7 times in 1998, and that's including tag team matches, triple threat matches. Rock and Shamrock had a really good chemistry in 1998. I'm a little bit disappointed that WWE at that time did not take advantage of of that chemistry, because even though Ken Shamrock might not have been the greatest wrestler, neither was The Rock, but those two had a very good chemistry together. And of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin against Kane for the title, First Blood match, and you get some nice extra footage stuff on this one. Same with the Royal Rumble one, but this one's pretty neat, especially after what happened after the pay-per-view had ended. It was pretty cool. I definitely recommend this one. I think, in my opinion, this one is the best King of the Ring that there has ever been. And one more tape that I'm going to suggest before I go to a quick break. And this one is this was my favorite. Of all the shows that I saw in 1998 for pay-per-views that I have on tape, this one is my favorite. Survivor Series, 98, the Deadly Games. The WWE title is vacant at the time. It's a 14-man tournament to crown a new champion with an all-star lineup. Mankind, Al Snow, Jeff Jarrett, Kane, Steve Austin, The Big Boss Man, X-Pac, Undertaker, Steve Regal, Ken Shamrock, Goldust, The Rock, the Mystery Man, and what was supposed to be Triple H, but he wasn't on that show, but, they were playing up the storylines. And then you had the women's title, Jacqueline against Sable, and the triple threat match for the tag team title, New Age Outlaws, Headbangers, D'Lo Brown, and Mark Henry. I love this show in particular because, number one, I love tournaments. I love tournaments. That's something that you will know about me, is I love tournaments, and this one is a great tournament, I think. Plus, Mankind, Mick Foley, and The Rock, they wrestle 4 times that night, including that final match, which was maybe the best match on the show. And, it's just the intrigue. Who's going to be the new champion? Is Mankind going to fulfill and make Vince McMahon happy by being his champion? Is Stone Cold going to win the belt back? Will Kane and The Undertaker win it? Who's going to take the title? I love that idea. I thought this was a very good show. This is one of my favorite Survivor Series. I think this is maybe the most underrated Survivor Series ever. Not a lot of people like this show, but I really like this show. It's a very good show. The matches are short because the time limit, it's like 10 minutes for the first round, and so on and so on. But, you want to get a tournament going. You can't have a 15-minute match in every match. But, I definitely recommend picking this one up. Gotta take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to go through the rest of the videotapes. So stay tuned.